Hey everybody, Jillian here, back with the new Bible journaling process video. Today I'm going to be journaling some sermon notes in my new Interleaved Bible here in Matthew 10 using some print and pray shop printables from Elaine Davis, like these really fun library cards and her set A Time to Laugh. I'm loving the colors in these sets this month. I've got my trusty sermon notebook here. This is what I'm going to be journaling from, and you can see I've already gone through with a Neo color and highlighted what I wanted to pull out of these notes to put into my Interleaved Bible. In addition to the printables, I've got some coordinating alpha stickers. And I'm talking a lot with my hands here. I'm not sure what I was saying. But I've also got this jar of Neo Color 2 water-soluble wax pastels. So I'm going to be using those colors to put some color down on the background of my page. I'm going to start by cutting out some pieces that I know I want to use. I'm going to be talking about a dove in this page. I know that this bird's not a dove. Going into this, I had no idea what I wanted to do other than the products that I wanted to use, kind of, and Neo colors and this method of getting them down on the on the page with baby wipes. I don't know why I seem to gravitate to these three same crayons whenever I use this technique, but I do. They're some of my favorites. One of them is sky blue, another one is like turquoise green. I don't remember all of the names off the top of my head. I'll list them in the video description below the video. So I took a picture of where everything was before I started this page so I didn't forget where it was, because I'm now going to move all of these things and get some of this pigment down. So it's super simple. I'm just taking a wet baby wipe and wiping it along the tip of the Neo color and then dabbing it down with this baby wipe. I'm only blending the two colors, like the greenish blue ones, and then this sky blue color that has a little more like purple in it almost. I'm putting that one down by itself. Not blending the three, but just putting them near each other. I'm going to layer Elaine's pieces on top of these, so I'm not worried about what it looks like. It kind of looks clumpy and kind of weird now, but it works out. And these don't bleed through when you do this, which is pretty cool, and it doesn't get your page super soaking wet, which is also nice. So your page isn't going to buckle, as long as you don't like really saturate the area with the wipe and just go over and over and over the same area. So now I'm going to do my best to put these pieces back where they were. This page took quite a while, longer than usual, but it's the baby's long nap right now, and maybe a chore doesn't get done because I spent a little too long doing this. So I've shared one other Interleaved journaling Bible process video. I'll link it if you guys want to check it out. Now here I just went for it. I put down this Target paint. I'll list the color below because I'm not sure which one it is. It goes along well enough with this set, but I put down a huge swatch of it. And had thought about using these library cards, but then thought, well, man, they're kind of big. So I ended up trimming it down. You'll see here along the top and the bottom. I stapled that little bird to it. And then I'm going to take this to my typewriter and type out a part of the verse that I'm journaling today. And then I realized that this really fun printable would look good peeking out from the right side. So I'm going to keep that in mind and then take this over to my typewriter and get these verses typed out on it. Well, one of these verses. Before I do that, I'm going to just kind of block off with my journaling pen the passage that I'm journaling today. I'm typing on the card Matthew 10:16, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy down. It's on sticker paper, and I'm going to get it as close to the binding as I can, and then glue this card down with some tape. I'm going to add some stamping and some washi tape. I had thought about using this like grid stamp from the Journal Crush stamp set that's coming back to the Illustrated Faith shop soon. Instead of using that, I'm going to go ahead and use the grid washi that coordinates with the 100 Days book that's available on illustratedfaith.com. and then go ahead and put this down in a few places and then start stamping. I was originally going to use that Mark Maker stamp set, but then realized that the New Testament Revival Camp Devotional stamp set would actually be a better fit for this because Jesus is sending out the 12, and I'll go ahead and read that in a moment, but I thought that the travel icons just kind of worked well with this page too. Alright, so starting in verse 5, it says, "These 12 Jesus sent out, instructing them," and then he gives directions specifically to them through verse 15. Then starting in 16, he says, Jesus says to them, "Behold, I am sending you out as sheep in the midst of wolves, so be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Beware of men, for they will deliver you over to courts, and flog you in their synagogues, and you will be dragged before governors and kings for my sake, to bear witness before them and the Gentiles. When they deliver you over, do not be anxious how you are to speak, or what you are to say, for what you are to say will be given to you in that hour. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will deliver brother over to death, and the father his child, and children will rise against parents and have them put to death." That's through verse 21. So our pastor indicated the tense shift. So verses 5 to 15, when Jesus is giving the disciples instruction, it's present tense, and then verse 16 through 22 is future tense. So I've got all of the stamping done. I used that geotag, the little dotted line, which is just such a great match for this this spread, I feel like. And then a couple of those stars, all stamped with Stays On Jet Black ink. I did a couple of like second generation stamping. Just kidding, I haven't finished stamping. I wanted to add one more element behind this card before I stamped down these wings. I felt like two big bold stamps right next to each other without something in between them to break them up was a little too much, and so decided to add that in there. Now I'm done with the stamping. For now. Next, I'm going to go in with some alpha stickers and start getting my notes down. So I've taken up a lot of space, a lot more space than I thought I would have taken up, so I'm going to really try hard to make enough room for what I want to jot down. So I get asked frequently where I get my alpha stickers from. They come from a variety of places. Illustrated Faith, Kelly Perky's shop. 2 of the 3 I'm going to use today are from her shop. Most of them are from Studio Calico, from just old like scrapbook kits that I used to get from them, or if I found some on sale I would pick them up. The majority of them are no longer available, but just over the years, like I said when I was scrapbooking, over those years I've just accumulated them. So if they are available currently, I'll link them below so you guys can check them out. But I also keep an eye on scrapbook.com too, now that I think about it, for a good deal on alpha stickers. Alright, so I didn't have an N or an S to finish off this word expectations, so I'm going to go to this Maggie Holmes sticker sheet and pull off the last 2 letters that I need to finish this word. Expectations, there we go. I'm not going to share everything from my notes. If you guys want to listen to the sermon, I'll have it linked down in the video description so you can check it out. It's audio, it's on YouTube, but it's audio only. Oh, well, there's the slideshow that goes with it, but there's not much to it. Just managing your expectations there. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it below. And then we spend some time going back to verse 16 where Jesus says, "Behold, I am sending you out as sheep in the midst of wolves, so be wise as serpents and innocent as doves." So the bottom of my page here wraps up with the sermon where it says, "What does it look like to be shrewd as a snake and innocent as a dove?" I'm going to use these Kelly Perky alpha stickers to spell out the word snake. Alright, so originally I had stacked this word dove over to the left so I could have optimum writing room, but then it looked weird and it wasn't going to read right if you were reading down the page. So I ended up scooting it over to the left, and now I'm writing down what it looks like to be shrewd as a snake and innocent as a dove. Be humble, ask for and give forgiveness, a sheep in a wolf's cage, doesn't have to win arguments and be right. Extend grace and mercy. A sheep in a wolf's cage understands what it looks like to be gentle. They take every opportunity to show the love of Christ and explain the grace of God. So great sermon. Again, I'll have it linked below if you guys want to check it out, because I don't do it justice. I'm just hitting the high points. So I have all of my journaling down. I just drew some messy lines underneath most of it, I'm seeing now. I don't know why I didn't do all of it, but I'm going to leave it. There's some white space up there, up in the top, and I like that. I don't want to cover it up too much, but I do want to use my date stamp. I don't have enough room at the bottom, so I'm going to use the Illustrated Faith Date It date stamp, and I'm just turning the dial there to change the word that precedes the date to sermon, and then I'll go ahead and stamp the date down. So I'm going to stamp the date first as close as I can into the binding, then I'm going to ink up the word sermon, and get it down there. Kind of messy, I kind of like it. Now there's still that white space in there. I thought about maybe putting another one of these printables in there. So you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out my trusty black watercolors and put some watercolor splatters in there. Just a bit. I'm going to put more around the rest of the page. Not too much. I don't want to obscure my writing. And there we go. Alright, that is going to do it. So I'm tickled with how it came out. I'm loving using the Interleaved Bible. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Like I said, I will do my best to link the things I use down in the video description below, along with that sermon. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you soon.